Rhetorical question. Wondering if one needs to release the refrigerant from the system so the refrigerant can populate, so to speak, in database terms, populate the system with refrigerant subsequent to the vacuum pulled and non-condensables removed, the system pulled down to 500 microns or less, and under a vacuum. So wondering if one should release the pressure. This is a package unit. So to answer that question, although it is a rhetorical question, perhaps, my opinion is on package units, you do not need. There's no little ports here to put this tool in. So one does not have a high and a low pressure port. Say, for instance, if you had two lines here and you had a high and a low pressure line on this, but a package unit, it's already charged. So once you install it, it should be good to go if everything's wired up properly, all the ductwork is connected properly, etc. So in a line set, the system would be in a split unit. The system would be there, and the refrigerant would be in the condenser, and the refrigerant needs to go all the way through the system, all the way, perhaps, I'm not sure if it goes, I guess it would go all the way to the A coil, but and then work itself around. But in a package unit, you would not need to use a tool like this, generally speaking. So we can remove this tool. There would be no use to open up the high and the low pressure system, because the high and the low pressure system here on a vacuum, on a split unit, there's no use to, you would not have to release the refrigerant. You would simply just install it, wire it, and once installed, once wired, the system should be plug and play. Once the thermostat calls for cooling per se, then the system should work fine. So that's the advantage of having a package unit. Both units have their pros and cons. My opinion is I kind of favor a split unit, but that's just my opinion, and that's but both units have pros and cons. But you do not need to release the refrigerant, generally speaking, with a tool like this in a package unit. The system is already charged, so it should be fine, and it should, if installed properly, should start to work after subsequent to installation. Thank you.